Forget ghost stories, because the scariest thing on your next road trip might just be in your dashboard. Did you know GPS units are leading unsuspecting drivers to non-existent roads and terrifying, sinister locations, with true accounts of unexplainable encounters emerging? Join us as we explore the digital dark side, where technology's convenience transforms into a chilling, uncanny dread. We trust our GPS systems with our lives, don't we? They guide us through unfamiliar cities, find the quickest routes, and help us avoid traffic. They are the silent, reliable co-pilots of the modern age. But what happens when that trust is broken? What happens when the digital map doesn't match the physical world, and the voice from the dashboard leads you somewhere you were never meant to go? Today, we're diving into the unsettling phenomenon of GPS glitches that have led people not just to dead ends, but into situations that feel like they're straight out of a horror movie. Let's start with a classic case that highlights just how wrong things can go. Imagine a group of tourists in a foreign country, excited for a scenic drive. They plug their destination into the GPS and off they go. The soothing voice directs them turn by turn. But soon, the paved road turns to gravel, then to a dirt track. The scenery, once beautiful, becomes desolate. They're miles from civilization with no cell service. The GPS insists they're on the right path, but their eyes tell them they're lost. This isn't just a hypothetical, it has happened. In one infamous incident in Australia, tourists were repeatedly led into a remote national park, ending up stranded for days, their rental cars stuck in the mud, all because of an outdated map that showed a non-existent road. The digital ghost of a path that was never there. But it gets weirder than just getting lost. Sometimes the destinations themselves are what's truly disturbing. Take the story of a young woman driving home late at night. Her usual route was closed, so she relied on her phone's navigation app to find a detour. The app rerouted her through a series of dark, winding country lanes she'd never seen before. After about 20 minutes, the GPS announced, "You have arrived," but where was there? She was in the middle of a dark, overgrown field, facing a single, dilapidated barn. The road had simply ended. There were no houses, no lights, just this eerie, forgotten structure. She later found out the area was rumored to be the site of a long-abandoned and supposedly haunted farm. The GPS had led her directly to a local legend. Why? Was it a random data point, a glitch in the algorithm, or something else? These aren't isolated incidents. The internet is filled with forums and threads where people share their own GPS gone wrong stories. There's the tale of a man whose GPS consistently tried to route him through a cemetery, not as a shortcut, but as the final destination. Every time he drove near it, the system would recalculate and insist he turn in. Another couple reported their GPS leading them to an abandoned industrial complex late at night. The voice calmly stated, "Your destination is on the left," pointing towards a rust-eaten, graffiti-covered factory that looked like the set of a post-apocalyptic film. They hadn't programmed any such destination. The address on the screen was a string of nonsensical letters and numbers. They sped away, feeling like they had narrowly escaped something they couldn't explain. So, what's behind this? Is it just simple technological error? In many cases, yes. GPS technology relies on a complex network of satellites, mapping data, and algorithms. The maps we use are constantly being updated, but they're not perfect. Roads close, new ones are built, and sometimes old decommissioned paths remain on the digital map like phantom limbs. These paper streets are roads that exist on a map but were never actually built. A GPS, unable to distinguish a plan from a reality, might see that paper street as a viable route and send you on a wild goose chase. Human error also plays a significant role. Cartographers make mistakes. Data can be entered incorrectly. A single misplaced coordinate can send you miles off course. Imagine a developer accidentally typing a 9 instead of a 0. That tiny error could redirect you from a suburban street to the middle of a forest. And as mapping becomes more reliant on user-submitted data, the potential for both accidental and malicious misinformation grows. Someone with a dark sense of humor could theoretically tag a creepy location with a common address, sending unsuspecting drivers into a real-life jump scare. But the purely technical explanations don't always cover the sheer strangeness of some accounts. Why do these glitches so often lead to places that are inherently unsettling cemeteries, abandoned buildings, remote and desolate locations? This is where we venture into the realm of the uncanny. Cognitive psychologists have a term, apophenia. It's the human tendency to perceive meaningful connections between unrelated things. When a GPS makes a random error and leads us to a creepy place, our brains are hardwired to look for a pattern, to create a story. It wasn't just a glitch, it felt intentional. The machine seemed to have a will of its own. This feeling is amplified by the trust we place in these systems. The voice of the GPS is designed to be calm and authoritative. When that voice leads you into a frightening situation, it creates a powerful sense of cognitive dissonance. The trusted guide has become a malevolent trickster. The experience imprints itself on our memory not as a simple navigational error, but as a brush with something inexplicable and sinister. It taps into our primal fears of being lost and vulnerable, but with a modern technological twist. Let's consider another angle, the data itself. Our navigation apps collect a massive amount of information. They know where we go, how fast we drive, where we stop. Could some of these bizarre reroutings be the result of a corrupted data point in a massive, complex system? Think of it like digital echo. Perhaps a location was once tagged for a specific, now forgotten reason, a historical site, a temporary event, and that data point was never properly removed. The algorithm, in its relentless quest for efficiency, stumbles upon this ghost data and, without context, treats it as a legitimate destination. So the GPS isn't being malicious. It's just following a forgotten instruction leading you to a digital ghost. One of the most chilling stories I've come across involves a family on a road trip through a remote part of the American Southwest. Their GPS, a high-end model, suddenly went silent. The screen went blank, then flickered back on with a new Route 1 they hadn't entered. Curious and a bit unnerved, they decided to follow it for a little while. It led them down a dusty, unmarked service road that grew narrower and narrower until it ended at a rusted gate with a no trespassing sign. Beyond the gate, they could see a collection of rundown trailers and shacks. As they were about to turn around, a figure emerged from one of the trailers and just stood there, watching them. There was no one else around for miles. They didn't wait to find out more. They reversed all the way back to the main road, the feeling of being watched staying with them for hours. They never figured out why the GPS had rerouted them there. These events serve as a stark reminder that the digital world we rely on is not infallible. It's a layer placed over the real world, and sometimes the layers don't line up. The code is not magic. It's written by humans and is subject to errors, decay, and strange, unforeseen interactions. When your GPS leads you astray, it's pulling back the curtain on that illusion of perfection, showing you the messy, unpredictable reality underneath. So how can you avoid becoming the protagonist of your own GPS horror story? The first rule is simple. Trust your instincts. If a route feels wrong, if the road is degrading, if the area seems unsafe, don't blindly follow the digital voice. Your own situational awareness is your most important navigational tool. Always have a backup plan. Before you head into an unfamiliar or remote area, look at the route on a larger map. Get a sense of the major roads and landmarks. And it might sound old-fashioned, but having a physical map in your car is never a bad idea. It doesn't run out of batteries, and it won't try to send you through a cemetery. Ultimately, these stories are more than just campfire tales for the digital age. They are cautionary fables about our relationship with technology. We've outsourced so much of our own intuition and skill to these devices. We've forgotten how to read maps, how to navigate by the sun, how to simply pay attention to the world around us. The GPS glitch is a jolt, a wake-up call that reminds us that we are still the ones in the driver's seat. Technology is a tool, an incredibly powerful one, but it should never be a substitute for our own judgment. The next time you type a destination into your phone and set off on a journey, remember these stories. Enjoy the convenience, but stay alert. Keep one eye on the screen and the other on the road ahead, because you never know when a simple glitch might decide to take you on an unplanned detour into the unknown, to a place that exists somewhere between the data and the dread. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the digital dark side. What's the weirdest place your GPS has ever taken you? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Stay safe and happy travels.